Now, before I start this video, I'm putting a bit of a disclaimer at the front. Finn, why are we here?
Well, I'm going to get top surgery.
Can you confirm to the audience that you asked me to make this video and that I'm not turning your surgery into content to put on my YouTube channel?
I agree that you're not exploiting me for views. It's
Fantastic,
okay.
good, great. Just so we've all established, this was a request. I'm not doing this to get views. Cool. This is a second disclaimer that I'm filming after I've edited this video, that there is going to be pictures of bruises and like talks about surgery, and like pictures of like wound healing and like pictures of like slightly gross bandages, things like that. So if you don't like that, this maybe isn't the video for you, or just like be careful when you're watching it. Cool. Be safe. We are in Madrid. We're about a 20-ish minute walk from the hospital. We're just about to go to pre-op appointment. We got in last night at about 10:30ish.
Yeah, around then, I think.
And then surgery is tomorrow morning. We have to be at the hospital for 6:50. We're going to go to the pre-op appointment now, have a bit of explore, and then we have the rest of the day to ourselves, and then tomorrow is operation. Hello. So, we are back. It is nearly 7 o'clock. We have been out for some time. So we went to the hospital this morning. It was about a 20-minute walk.
Yeah, 25, half an hour.
Yeah. And then we sat for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, before we first got seen.
Yeah. And then we got seen. And then
That took about an hour-ish.
we waited for about an hour and a half till we got seen.
Yeah.
That was a sentence that just came out of my mouth.
No, I mean, we waited for an hour and a half, then the tests overall took about an hour.
ish. Yeah. Well, they didn't. They were really quick. They was just hanging about in between.
Yeah.
So you had an...
Yeah, so they did like an ECG beforehand, like to test my heart. And then I had a chest x-ray where the woman was really lovely, but wasn't good at directions.
One at a time. You had an ECG. So if you, because this is for people who haven't done this before, you need to explain what an ECG is. An ECG is basically tells you the rhythm of your heart rate, the rhythm of your heart, how your heart beats. I'm massively oversimplifying here, but that's basically what it does. And you get like 8 sticky things.
Yeah.
There's like a little sticky thing and a wire. Goes onto a machine and you get the sticky thing stuck on you. So I think you had 2 on your legs.
Yeah, like 3 or 4
Yeah,
of my chest
here.
and then some under my bust.
So you had to do this without a t-shirt on. You had like a
Yes.
sports bra on, so like it was fine. You
Don't
basically
wear a binder. It would be a faff.
And also, I'm speaking from experience here. Don't wear any bra with an underwire in it because you won't have to take it off because the metal messes with the reading. So wear like a sports bra and then it'll be fine. That took like, you were hooked to the machine for like a minute.
Yeah.
And then they gave you a printout and an envelope to put it in. I was getting tired. And then that's when we went downstairs for the x-ray.
Yep. They gave me the rest of the paperwork for the rest of the tests that I needed to do. Got the x-ray.
Again, right. Backtrack. X-ray. What did you have to do?
They made me take all of my clothes off. Like,
At the top.
At the top. So including my like bra and my necklace and stuff. And
they gave you
just,
like a sheet.
Like a sheety gown.
Yeah.
And then she just had me stand in front of this thing. She took some photos and then put it on a CD, which I got back. And then we had to wait for a bit longer and get some blood tests.
Yeah, we went downstairs and then there was like a area downstairs that went through all of your tests to make sure everything was okay. So you like gave everything over to them.
Yep.
And then they took
my blood. They took quite a lot of blood.
Yeah, this is just a warning. Yeah. We were not told, so we were told that there would be 2 tests and that it was the ECG and the x-ray. So if you don't like blood tests or if they make you feel ill or whatever, bring something sugary to have afterwards.
I was fine. The lady who took my blood had sort of the best understanding of what was going on. She gave me some information about what happens tomorrow. I had the option to get my PCR test done there, but they
You'd already done it.
Yeah, they recommended that I did it earlier and I managed to get it sorted in the UK.
Yeah, so we got it done in the hospital, in the airport before we got here.
Yeah.
But you could get it done there. But very unclear if we had to pay for it or not. We got mixed messages, but if you do get it done in the hospital, be prepared that you might have to pay for it in the hospital. Though by the time the person who is watching this, is watching this, it might not even be relevant anymore.
It might not be relevant. But I've got to take all of those in.
Yeah, you've got to take them all in tomorrow. They did not speak very good English we got through. It was fine.
Yeah, there were some that were better than others.
Yeah, but I would recommend if you've got any like emails or instructions in Spanish, bring them with you, because we did a lot of like just showing that. And also the Google Translate app. Yeah, we use that a lot. Like just putting sentences in and like showing them. I use that a few times.
And it has like a camera thing as well. So if they're giving you a piece of paper,
you can scan the camera and see what it says, and it works pretty well to be fair. So yeah, I mean, the whole thing I would say maybe took like 2.5 hours, but it was like the actual test. So you were actually getting tests done for maybe maximum 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's the waiting around.
It was just waiting around.
Bring a book.
Yeah, bring a book. I would recommend. We got there at like 10ish.
Closer to 11, I think.
Do you think? Well, yeah whatever. And it seemed to be relatively busy. I reckon if you went earlier, it might be quicker. But like, it's nothing to worry about.
It was fine.
There was no like. Just give yourself enough time to do it. Basically, it's going to take a lot of time, but not because.
The biggest stress we had was because we had the binder fitting in the afternoon. But she was really lovely, and I kept in contact with her, which meant that we were just able to get it later in the day.
Yeah. And that was fine. That took about half an hour. Yeah, if anyone else is doing this, because there's a good chance that whoever's watching this is going, what was the place called? So you've called this a binder, but it's not really a binder. It's like a post-op compression thing, really.
It's a compression vest.
And this place was recommended by the surgeon. So we went to go pick this up. It was 115 euros, I think.
Yes, 115. If you want her to come to the hospital, it was a bit extra. Like she asked for an extra fee.
If you want to go pick it up from the hospital, it was like half an hour, maybe half an hour maximum on the metro. It was I think we paid. It was only a couple of euros, and it was pretty straight there. There was no changes. No, and it was not far from. It was really easy to find. Yeah.
So they're called Monosat.
Just show the logo. Yeah. This is the logo.
The logo of
and
the
they've got like a proper shop as well. So it's not like you're not knocking on some random stranger's door. It's like an actual shop. And that was pretty quick. That was basically like a bra fitting.
Yeah.
That's basically what this was.
So this is the brand. Sorry. This is the brand that they recommend. However, I did look at these on buying one online beforehand because they are cheaper to buy yourself online, but I measured myself at home, and I wouldn't have gotten the size that they've given me in the shop. Also, the size, if you're a smaller guy, like the full range of measurements aren't available online, but she has more in the shop, and she's really good at communicating over WhatsApp and stuff. So if you're worried, you can speak to her beforehand and say you think you'll be too small or whatever.
Yeah, she was. Honestly, I wouldn't worry about the sizing too much. She knew exactly what she was doing. She tried 2 on you, and it took maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And when I say it was like a bra fitting, again, you had a sports bra on. You don't have to be completely naked.
No.
You know, you can just be wearing a sports bra. But yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah. Actually, to be fair, a binder might be all right. She was looking at the size of your ribs, really.
Yeah, you might be alright in a binder because she took a measurement from across my chest here.
It was like
and
this.
Then down
yeah,
here.
It was like this. You ribs here and then your chest right at the top. Yeah,
across
so
your sternum.
Yeah, you might be alright in a binder, but I would maybe bring an alternative just in case.
They also if you look at them online, or at least when I looked, it only tells you to measure under. It doesn't tell you to measure this sternum bit.
Yeah.
So maybe she's got more info, but regardless, I would have ordered the wrong size if I'd bought it myself.
Yeah. And it was dead easy to get to, so if you don't mind paying a little bit extra, and to be honest, we're paying the same amount for the surgery. We know how much you're paying for the surgery. If you're paying that much for the surgery, you might as well spend a little bit of extra money and get one that fits right.
But yeah, this is what it looks like.
Okay, this is an 8-minute long clip, so I'm going to cut this off here. What I am going to do as well is, and I'll probably mention this a few times in the video, once this goes up, any questions about any of this, leave them in the comments and we'll come back and do a video. And we might, or there probably will already be one up, actually. We probably have already filmed one from for questions that you get online. But we'll do, if we get enough questions on this one, we'll do another follow-up.
Yeah.
And chat about that.
That's fine.
So yeah, we're going to end this clip. Next time you see us, it might be at the hospital. We'll see. I don't know. You'll see us later. Hello, update. So about an hour ago, surgeon came in, said that it went well. Finn is now in recovery. It took about 4 hours for the surgery, maybe a little bit longer, but I imagine I didn't get updated straight away. Yeah, said it all went well, so that they managed to get the shape that Finn wanted, and they're currently in recovery. Said it would take about 1 to 2 hours in recovery, and then I would hear something. It's been about an hour, so hopefully I'll hear something soon, and then I will update you. I don't really want to film Finn while they're really ill, so we'll just see how they are, and then I'll update you then. Yeah, it was pretty dull. I've got a nice view, which you can't see, of, there's like a swimming pool down there. But yeah, just an FYI, I haven't been able to find any Wi-Fi in this hospital, or any like cafes or anything. So if you are coming, don't expect to have Wi-Fi, download everything you want, bring food. I'll see if I can find some stuff later, but yeah, if you are coming along, just things to note.
Hi.
You can't wave.
I cannot wave.
I don't, I'll sit on the floor. There we go. How you feeling?
Yeah, I feel okay. I have some pain in the centre of my chest and up like my right hand side, like almost where my like armpit is. But they said that's pretty standard because that's where they do a lot of the liposuction.
Yeah. Not everyone gets liposuction though.
Yeah.
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 Relatively straightforward. There's not much else to say really.
No, you got a visit from Lago while I was. Filmed that. Sorry.
Well, I didn't film it. I filmed an update. Yeah, we'll talk more about like what you experienced going in that surgery and recovery and things, but we'll leave it at that for now, and we'll film that later.
I'm thirsty.
Do you want a drink? Okay. We're a few days back. What day are we on now? Day 3?
3 days
Got
post.
stuff all over your face. I think we last updated when you just come out. And then we just had better things to think about than this video, sorry. But there's some odd clips that we took, which I'll probably have just put in with a bit of a voiceover explaining what they are. But apart from that, we haven't done a proper update. So yeah, you wanted to do this? What do you want to?
Yeah. There's a lot of tension in my shoulders and my back.
You've literally just put your down. Go on.
There's a lot of tension in my shoulders and my back, which is probably making it worse.
Yeah.
But it feels like I have to like sit like this.
Yeah. Start at the beginning. Go linearly, chronologically. So we last updated when you just about an hour after you'd gotten out.
So I got out of the operation. I felt okay.
Mhm.
I was a bit sleepy, but I was okay.
Yeah.
And then that day was pretty much alright. There wasn't really too many. There wasn't really too many issues that day. They had to move me once, which hurt a lot. When they weren't really meant to move me, so like that hurt. But other than that, I didn't have any pain that day. But I was on IV paracetamol, and I didn't ask for anything stronger because I was fine with the pain.
They tried to give you it at one point, and we were like,
No,
there's no point. You were also fine with food, everything like that.
yeah, I
Wasn't
didn't
an
have
issue.
any problems with food.
But quick disclaimer, that is not a normal reaction to anaesthetic. You were
No.
just lucky, so don't expect that.
Yeah, I think I responded to the anaesthetic quite well. Yeah, came around okay. The food in the hospital wasn't great, but I was really hungry, so I ate most of it. It was fine, but I'm also not massively picky with food anyway.
You were also really bad at eating food really quickly, so I was sitting there like, slow down. If you're going with just what to expect, like from my point of view, I had to cut off all your food.
Yeah.
I had to like bring you, I mean you basically couldn't move.
No.
So
Not the first day anyway.
yeah, so anything that involved like bringing you like water with a straw,
Yeah.
bringing you like things to do if you wanted them, your phone, making sure it's charged. It wasn't particularly complicated. And the nurses did a lot as well. But they also, again, if you're going to this hospital, there is no food in the hospital. I couldn't find any vending machines. so you'll have to sort that out yourself.
Through the night, the nurse came and changed my like IV paracetamol every few hours. I got it more during the night than I did during the day.
It was a different nurse. It's fine. It was fine.
It was fine.
You didn't OD. It didn't give you any side effects. It's all good.
I didn't sleep particularly well because they kept coming in and out, but
they were also giving you IV saline as well.
Yeah.
In a cannula.
Yeah, I had a cannula, which... So the next day, the doctor... Well, it wasn't actually Dr. Lago, it was like his consultant.
So the doctor came in that night, though?
Oh, yes, he did.
So he came in the evening and basically just said to you what he'd said to me, and you'd had a bit of leaking in your bandage.
Yeah, we can show them that. We can take a clip.
Yeah, I'll put a trigger warning though, because it is pretty grim. And you asked about that, and he said that it was fine. It was just more unpleasant than anything.
Yeah, I didn't have any drains either, which I think if you watch a lot of other people's top surgery recovery, a lot of people have drains. But my surgery he just didn't give me any drains.
I don't think the pain of drains would have been worth the half an hour of slight discomfort that you were in. I don't think it would have been worth it.
No, I spoke to my surgeon before the surgery about drains. He basically said he didn't use them because he felt that your body absorbs all that fluid anyway, and it promotes the fluid coming out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree, but we're getting very close to giving medical advice.
Sorry.
So let's get back to what...
So I didn't have any drains, so there was some leakage into my bandages, which worried me quite a bit, but when the surgeon came in, he told me that was fine.
Yeah.
Which helped, and then we just watched some TV and went to sleep.
Yeah. Next day, different doctor came in, gave you your just discharge notes and your prescriptions. Nurse made you sit on a chair.
Yeah.
You're
not allowed to push with my arms, so I had to
shuffle
and then push up with my legs, and that was the same for going to the loo.
I would say, if you're doing this, and you don't have a lot of leg strength, maybe try doing some crunches before, because you had to rely a lot on
core strength in your legs is required.
And then they told us that we could go basically whenever. They came and took your cannula out, and they told us we could go pretty much whenever. And then it took an hour for me to track down a nurse, even though they kept telling me they were going to come back and tell... Well, that's a lie. It took me about 30 seconds to track down a nurse, and then they kept saying there'd be a few minutes, and then they stood at the end of the corridor talking to their friends for an hour. So I just gave up and called an Uber, which honestly was absolutely fine. As soon as we got in the Uber, I showed him a note that I'd put on my Google Translate thing on my phone, asking him to drive carefully, and he did.
Yeah, he was good. He, the car journey hurt the most up until that point, because obviously you're moving and things, and the seatbelt is rubbing across your chest and stuff. But I just had a pillow in between me and the seatbelt, which did help, but we weren't too far. We were only a 5-minute drive.
Maybe closer to 10.
10-minute drive from the hospital, so if you're a bit further, I'd maybe recommend making sure that you're sat comfortably and have some pillows around you. Came back here, tried a few different positions to sit. That's one thing that I found annoying, is that if you're sat one slightly wrong way, the skin gets twisted and then I'm uncomfortable. That's annoying.
I think something you're struggling with as well is that because you can't move positions very well. You're absolutely fine when you're walking around.
Yeah,
it's fine. You've got to move quite slowly, but I think that's just to be careful rather than you physically can't move faster.
I get tired quicker as well.
Yeah, well, yeah. But once you're in a position sitting down or lying down, you can't be on your side. You have to be on your back the whole time.
Yeah.
And you can't change positions, so you've just been
stuck.
Yeah.
I think the best thing that I found is having more smaller pillows or towels or whatever rolled up. And once I'm into a position, you're adjusting them behind me.
Yeah.
Which is good. I don't think you found it too difficult. to like move them.
No, moving them has been fine. Sometimes when you've got your full weight on one pillow, it's quite hard to pull it out of the way. But we'll make it work. It's not been that difficult.
It's been fine.
Moving you has been fine.
You can't really lift your arms above here.
Yeah, so I've had to like put your socks on and things.
Yeah, if anything's kind of above chest height, I can't really reach it. But like,
and anything that requires bending forward, so anything that's like lower than like what your knees, and higher than like here, you can't do.
Yeah, I just can't reach it. So I would recommend, if you can, putting everything at sort of that sort of level. So like when you bring me a drink or whatever, we put it on a chair or lower,
like
on
a
the
table. Yeah, table kind of level.
And I can't lift anything that's heavy or push anything. So like flushing the toilet or like lifting the kettle, two things that I just couldn't do.
Yeah.
Like, they're just not options.
But you've been able to like clean your teeth fine.
Yeah, which I didn't think I'd be able to do.
Electric toothbrush.
Yeah, that really helped. I find it easier being at like the edge of a sofa or whatever, so having like a few stuff behind me, there's like 2 or 3 pillows behind me, because if you get too far back, then you get stuck. So
you've also been sleeping on the sofa rather than on the bed.
Yeah, the bed here is it memory foam?
It is. I hate memory foam.
But it's alright when I first get into it. So like when we played video games on it yesterday.
And that was fine. But
the longer that you're in it, obviously you sink lower, and that's not good. So I would recommend having something harder to sleep on.
Yeah, the sofa's been...
The sofa's much better.
I don't really think there's much else to add. Yeah, we've already asked for questions. Though I think this video is going to go out before the Q&A will go out. We'll probably film it roughly at the same time. Yeah. Next step is your bandages coming off.
That is on Wednesday, which is...
Today is Sunday.
3 days from now.
This is the easy part. The worst is this, okay?
Okay.
Good to know.
Okay, I will put some alcohol, okay? That is gonna make it easy. Yes, it's cold.
It is.
Yes, it's cold. I will remove the bandage. I will remove some stitches, okay?
Okay.
And then I gonna put you the rest, okay?
Squeeze as hard as you want. My fingers dislocate. You'll be fine.
Oh yeah, fabulous.
You're not going to break them. The bruising doesn't look that bad actually.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. Look very nice.
It does look good. It looks like it's healed. I mean, I'm not an expert, but it does look like it's healed quite well.
Yes.
So far, anyway.
Yes. This is very nice.
Yeah.
Everything is going fine. Okay?
You okay?
Yeah.
You do have slightly chubby 12-year-old boy vibes.
Yeah.
That's what you're going for.
All the black and blues are gonna disappear. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
It's a lot less bruised than I thought it would be. There's a little bit down here, but most of it's.
It's cold. Okay? It's cold.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it is cold.
Hello. Filming an outro. Is there any final thoughts you would like to add?
No. I'm no longer in bandages. I'm in a binder, which is...
You called it a binder last time. I think it's just like a post-surgical
They call
compression vest.
Okay. But I've done this, having to stop binding, and now having to bind for the
Yeah,
next
true. 6 weeks you've got to wear that for, isn't it?
We think so. We need to speak
Need
to
to check, yeah. But yeah, we're gonna film a Q&A. I've said this a few times now, but leave comments with any questions down below, and then we'll film a Q&A. And then if that is already up when you are watching this, if you're watching this in a few months' time, and you still have questions, comment on the Q&A, if that makes sense. So go and watch that, and then comment on that one, and then we can make another one.
Yeah.
If we need to.
Or reply.
Or reply. One of the two. Depends on how many we get. Okay, cool. What do I normally say? If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Already said that. New videos. Sometimes.
Maybe on a Wednesday.
Yeah. We'll see.
I'll be around for a bit.
You'll be around for a bit?
Yeah.
In videos?
Yeah.
Oh, these are not going up in order. I have some that I filmed weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
So, maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe I never hear.
Bye.
Bye.